What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week's Lost Full podcast with your co-host Arkansas Dave and your host Dakota. Um, we're gonna go back over as a part two to last week's topics again. Dakota's been doing research into this and everything, and we're gonna have probably about an hour episode like we did last week. Could be longer. Um, but I'm gonna let y'all know this could be not two, not three, not four. It could be a 5 or 6 part series that we do. Um, so if y'all are interested in it and everything, just stick around with us and we're gonna get this thing done, okay? All right, Dakota, let's tickle your tizzle.
So we've been digging through the Bible and going page by page, looking into some weird shit, and we started. This was planned to be just a episode, just Book of Enoch and stuff like that, and in doing the research and all that and highlighting important parts, I realized that I'm retarded, and there is 5 or 6 books that follow this story. So this is going to be this is going to be a long section. Anybody that has the Book of Enoch to follow along, Dave, can you still see me?
You're a little white for some
Well,
reason.
it's my heritage, bro.
Yeah, wrong
Um,
white.
as long as my picture didn't go away when I opened that up. Let me see here. If I can tap a new window. Let's do this. Let's do this right here. And there we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. All right. So we're going to start chapter 1. Last time we left off, the fallen angels had come down and created the Nephilim. Now this is that story, but it goes into a little bit more detail. Well, I say a little bit more detail, a lot more detail than the book of Genesis does. Um, there's some interesting things, and there's some things that make me question whether or not this is a corrupted book or not. But it is important to read it, I believe, because in the Gospels, Jesus does quote the Book of Enoch. So we know he read it. We know they were reading it back then. Um, so I think we should read it too. I'm not going to read every individual verse, but I am going to read quite a bit because context is important. So we got chapter 1 of the first book of Enoch, the words of the blessings of Enoch. All right. We'll start with verse 1. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the days of tribulation when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. We're starting verse 1. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the days of tribulation when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. All right. I believe that that is not talking about the pre-flood civilizations, but it is talking about the end time civilizations.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it lists the days of tribulation when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. Not all the wicked and godless were removed during the flood. We know that because Genesis 6, let me pull it up. Genesis 6:4, there were giants in those days and also after that. So we know they're still around. Okay. And Enoch, a righteous man whose eyes were opened by God, took up his parable and said, I saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angels showed me. And from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one which is for to come. Again, I think it's talking about end times. And I find it weird that the book of Enoch, it never refers to God like it does in Genesis and stuff, where it calls him, El Elohim, Yahweh Elohim. It refers to him as the Holy One or the Great Holy One. Okay, and we'll get to what that translates into. All right. Concerning the elect, I said and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and will appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. The watchers are the fallen angels. And great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be judgment upon all. But with the righteous he will make peace. He will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them, and they shall all belong to God, and they shall all be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all. All right, so there we have a number of how many, when Christ returns, how many he's bringing with him, how many angels? 10,000. Okay, and destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all their works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. That is the entire chapter 1 of the book of Enoch. We haven't gotten to the flood yet. It's all a prediction, a prophecy of the end times.
Right.
Okay. So we go to chapter 2, the creation. Okay.
Okay.
Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. What do you make of that, Dave? Chapter, no, you're good. What do you make of chapter 2, verse 1?
Say it again because I had a
Okay.
call coming right when you said it.
No, you're good. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order.
Um, in orbit? Why does that sound like a ship?
It's talking about the stars and the planets and all these
Yeah.
astrology things,
Yeah,
the
I
constellation.
figured it. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
How they all rise and set in order, each in its season.
Right.
Mhm. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it, from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the things upon the earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns with growing heat. So you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Wherefore give ye heed, and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. and all his works go on thus from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not, but according as God hath ordained, so is it done. And behold, how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change, not for their tasks from his commandments. It's just going through each individual thing here, all right? Each thing in creation and saying, look, they all abide by what God made them to do. They all do exactly what they were created for
Right.
without fail. Okay. Now here we have a change. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord, but ye have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard hearted, ye shall find no peace. Who do you think he's talking about there?
It's talking about the people.
Mm-hmm. Mankind.
Where it's
There.
saying the plants and streams were perfect in God's creation and do as they were intended to do for every time. And now that people have come and we've screwed up.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think would come next after he calls out mankind like that?
I don't know.
Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal abomination, and ye shall find no mercy. Now he's telling the sinners what's to come. Okay?
Okay.
In those days ye shall make your names an eternal abomination unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse. All the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. Some of these words are hard, dude. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse, and all the righteous shall shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. There shall be salvation unto them, a godly light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you all shall abide the curse of the beast. It's very, and we'll come back to this when we do our parts on the book of Revelation and stuff, but it's very end times, which is weird. It almost feels out of place.
Yeah. I'm sitting there trying to think. I've always wondered that when I said the mark of the beast,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is the mark?
Don't know. The mark of the beast, which bears his number, which is the number of a man, which is 666.
Yeah.
That's all we know about it. And we know it will either be on the right hand or the forehead.
Yeah. But so I don't have anything like that on me or
I got nothing on my forehead, nothing on my right hand. So,
nothing on my left hand.
yeah. Which is interesting that it'll be on the right hand because the left hand, if you look at like medieval paintings of like angels and demons and shit, all the demons are using they're all left-handed.
Hmm.
Left-handedness is believed, especially in the Catholic Church, to be a sign of evil.
Yeah. I know my grandfather, when I was told when he was younger, he was left handed
Mm-hmm.
and he was forced to start writing right handed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. That shows up in the Bible again.
yeah.
And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble. And they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of anger or wrath, but they shall complete the number of the days of their life. And their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life.
Hmm.
And now here's where it gets wild. I just flipped the page, and I've been highlighting things that I find interesting or important.
Hmm.
All of that, there was like one or two things. Okay.
Okay.
Damn near this whole page is yellow. So now we're getting wild. Chapter 3, the fallen angels.
Oh Lord.
So we're gonna go back to Genesis 6, all right, because I want you to see the similarities here. Genesis 6:1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Okay.
Okay. This is Book of Enoch, chapter 3, verse 1. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heavens, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. It's almost verbatim,
Yeah.
almost word for word. But now here we're going to have a lot of names. I'm going to do my best to pronounce these names correctly. Okay?
Good luck.
Yeah. Pray and send help. All right. So Book of Enoch 3:3. And Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. So they know what they're doing goes against God.
Yeah.
All right. Then and they still chose to do it. All right.
Right.
That is the literal definition of sin. It's not doing something wrong without knowing that it's wrong. It's doing something wrong while knowing that it's wrong.
Right.
Okay. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200. So we know how many came down, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. Okay. Now I've got some stuff, and I will send it to Natalie and have her try to drop it in when she's doing the editing and stuff. But there's
Okay.
maps and stuff. I've got maps and stuff of where all these locations are. Okay.
Right. Or at least where we think they are.
Well, it kind of fits, and we'll get to that. All right. And these are the names of their leaders. You ready?
Sure.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready to hear me butcher these names?
Yeah. Let me get your machete out real quick.
Yeah. Samlazaz, their leader. Aracleba, Ramil, Kokoblil, Tumlil, Ramlil, Danel, Zekel, Barakijel, Asael, Armoros, Batarel, Anano, Zaklel, Samsapiel, Satarel, Turel, Jumjael, and Sariel. These are
A
their
lot of
chief
L's.
of sins. Yeah. Well, and that goes back. These are angels, okay? The Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
and then the El Elohim, which is God. It's all the L. That's why they end in L.
Right.
It's what it means. It's the translation. And all the others together, which took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots and made them acquainted with plants. What does that sound like to you?
Well, sounds like witchcraft.
Exactly. They taught these people and their sons, which are the Nephilim, witchcraft. Okay. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants whose height was 3,000 ells. Okay. Now I got curious. How much is an L? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to do this math too. All right. Double check my numbers. Or 1 L is equal to 45 inches. Okay. So 45 times 3,000 and then divide that by 12. These giants were 11,250 feet tall.
What? That's a fucking mountain.
Yeah. And now you want to make it even scarier? How many did it say do that or did that? How many angels came down?
Well, was it
200.
200?
200. All right. And each chose for himself one wife. Okay.
You got
So
11,000. No, no, no.
250 foot. You have 200 giants that are each 11,250 feet tall. At least 200. They might have had multiple children each, but there's at least 200.
Or I see where the cousin fucking comes from.
It really it puts into perspective how big of a problem this was.
Yeah,
Like no
that's a
pun
big ass
intended.
problem.
No pun intended. It's a big fucking
11,000 foot of
problem.
a problem times
Yeah.
200. Because I mean, they're not making other babies with other humans. They got
Now,
to make
now
babies with themselves now.
as the generations go, they got smaller because the Nephilim DNA got diluted, but it's still there.
So how the fuck is a Nephilim making kids with a human?
That goes back to the ancient carvings I was telling you about, where it shows these giant beings mating with human females, and they're using some type of machine to do it.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that. I mean, that'd be the only way they could do it.
Yeah. So we'll
Not to
continue
be
on.
vulgar or anything, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. That would split them.
dude, that's not a split. That's a whole different meaning of torture.
Yeah. I just had a wild thought, and I'm not going to get into it on here. I'll tell you after the recording, but I kind of want to do some more math. We'll put it that way. So,
Let's take this. Let's take the shoe size here. Okay, we're gonna say it's at least what, a foot. So 6. one sixth of a shoe size. One
Mhm.
sixth of your height is your shoe size. Okay, so now you do the math there.
Hang on,
Okay,
let me get the calculator. So we got 11,250, and we'll divide it by 6. Okay.
okay. Then divide it again, and
1,875 feet.
all right, now divide that again by half.
937.5 feet.
Yeah,
That's how big their wieners were.
yeah.
Now you put into perspective a story, like when you're building buildings, a story is roughly 10 foot. So these are 93-story tall buildings.
Well, I wish you'd be calculating this, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, holy. All right. So going back into it, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind.
Boy, I bet you they fucking did.
So now we've got cannibalistic giants. This just keeps getting better.
I mean, what
Like
are they
the
gonna do? Like, oh, small morsel.
yeah, like this situation just keeps getting better and better.
Dude, we look like
Now,
Sour Patch Kids next to them.
imagine living in those times
Fee,
where
fi,
your
fo,
biggest fear
fum.
was if an 11,250-foot tall giant was going to come eat you.
Right.
Like, and they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish. What do you think they're saying there?
I don't know.
You want to know my theory?
Yeah.
They began to breed with those things
With birds, fish, and reptiles
and beasts.
and
So
beasts.
animals.
Well, you know,
What do you think would be the child of a Nephilim breeding with, let's just say, a bear or a gorilla?
probably Bigfoot. Well, you
What
got
about a wolf?
Well, hey, Gigantopithecus.
Yeah. What
Um,
what about
but
one breeding with a wolf?
werewolf.
Dogman.
Yeah. But here's one for you. Um, what's half person, half bull
Minotaur.
minotaur? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Where do you think that came from? And to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. Okay? So now the giants are starting to eat each other. And Azazel, well, that's a big name, all right, taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures.
So rubies, emeralds,
Mm-hmm. He
sapphires.
taught men the value of precious metals. He taught men. He taught mankind how to put on makeup. So makeup is from these fallen angels. You can go ahead and tell your wife and daughter that. And he taught them the more important part. He taught them how to make weapons and armor.
Yeah.
Now it says swords and knives and shields and breastplates, but if this ancient depiction of this machine is true, that means they had technology. Do you really think it's just swords and knives and stuff?
I don't know.
I doubt it. Doubt it. They're teaching their kids everything they know. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. Semjaza, which, if you remember going back, that's the one who originally came up with this idea. Okay.
Hmm.
Taught enchantments and root cuttings. Armoros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakijil taught astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Arakil, the signs of the earth. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. That's your zodiacs and stuff.
But the one civilization that we know that was
I can't hear
very,
you.
can you not?
Say that again.
I said, the one
I can't hear
civilization.
you. I don't know what's going on.
Give me a second.
I can hear you now.
Oh, I said, the one
Now I can't
civilization.
hear you again.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
I just scooted you way closer than I
And
needed
now
to.
it's gone again. Natalie, all of this you need to edit out, just so you know. I know you'll get to it, but yeah. Well, he's gone. I'm grabbing me another drink.
Can you hear me now?
Good. Hang on a second, though. I'm getting another drink.
You're
I'll
fine.
have Natalie edit all that out. All right, I'm back.
Uh, I
So, what were
am.
you saying?
Let me see. Trying to, the one civilization that we know of that had a lot of this, but then just disappeared.
Atlantis. And I
No,
said not Atlantis.
not Atlantis.
Okay. Are we talking about Tartaria? Okay. Are we talking about oh shoot, now I'm at a loss. What are you
The
referring to?
Mayans.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And even they had legends of giants.
Mm-hmm.
hmm But I believe that Atlantis was a Nephilim civilization.
Possibly was,
Yeah.
but we don't know.
Yeah. But it's talking about like witchcraft, and astrology and the zodiac and stuff like that.
Right. And which,
Okay.
when I bring up the Mayans were very heavily into astrology.
Yeah, they were. They
And
were
they also
very
knew how to
heavily
make
into it.
weapons, whether it be
hmm
from copper or bronze.
hmm
So,
Yep. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Okay, that's the end of chapter 4 or chapter 3. We're going to chapter 4. Intercession of the angels. This is where it starts to get a little iffy for me. Okay,
okay.
let me ask you something. Who are the archangels?
Gabriel and Michael.
There are 4 of them.
That's the only two I can think of.
That's the only 2 most people can think of, because that's the only 2 that are named in the Bible, in the canon Bible. But it also is said that there are 4 of them. Okay.
Okay.
And then Michael, which is Michael.
Right.
I
Yeah.
like the Hebrew pronunciation better. Okay. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel. Look, there's your 4
Oh yeah, I've heard of
archangels.
Raphael and Gabriel.
And Uriel is the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. Looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said to one another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages. And thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou, and all things are naked and open in thy sight. And thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Okay? This is important, I think, for people to understand. When you pray, this is how you're supposed to pray. All right. You're supposed to begin your prayer off by recognizing who God is and what his power is and stuff. That's what they are doing right here. They're calling him the Lord of Lords, God of Gods, King of Kings, and God of Ages. Okay.
Mhm.
Then they're talking about how he created all things and has power over everything. And everything is open to him, like nothing can be hidden from him. Okay. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth and revealed the eternal secrets which were in heaven. There you go. He's showing them how to do these things that only the celestial bodies are supposed to do.
Right.
Okay. Which men were striving to learn. And Semlazaz, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying out, making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. So basically, the archangels are coming to God and telling him, hey, all this shit is going down upon earth. You know, don't you think God knows?
Yeah.
Why do the angels have to tell God? That's
Because it
where my
goes.
my suspicion is coming in. Why do the angels have to tell him? You know what I mean?
Maybe they found a way to hide it from him, but I doubt that.
But going back to when he was starting talking to God, thou seest all things and nothing can hide itself from thee.
Yeah. So he should know what's going on, but
He,
he's allowing it to happen.
yeah. Again, this is why I say the book of Enoch almost puts the angels higher than God.
Right.
And it's weird. It's very weird. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge, which is a flood, is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. All right. So we go back to Genesis here. Okay. It says in the book of Enoch that uh, God sent Uriel to talk to Noah. Okay. But then um in the Bible in Genesis, it said, and God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So in the Bible, in Genesis, it's saying God told Noah this. In the
Right.
book of Enoch, it's saying God told Uriel to tell Noah this. There's a discrepancy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you go back to the beginning of all this, you remember how similar it was.
Yeah.
Why is there a discrepancy now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's weird. And again, it goes back to the book of Enoch is not canon. And I believe that there is a reason it is not canon. Okay. That's not to say it's not important and we shouldn't look at it and read it and there's not important information in it, but there's a reason it's not in the canon Bible.
Right.
Okay. And again, the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire. Okay? So God is having the archangels lock away, for lack of a better term, the fallen angels. Okay?
Right.
We'll get to why that's
But
important.
cast into the fire. That sounds.
That's what Revelation says will happen to Lucifer after the millennial reign on earth of Christ,
Yeah.
that he will be set free and then cast into the fire.
But what is the fire? Is the fire a
It,
volcano?
maybe, but it's destruction. It's God destroying the okay,
Or is it a
and
celestial object?
maybe, and heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. Okay. So Azazel is the one that taught all this shit.
Right.
And he's the one that is responsible for it. And to Gabriel said the Lord, Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of the watchers from amongst men. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have. And no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. Okay. There's a lot to unpack in that verse alone.
They're saying so the children of the Watchers will battle against each other,
The
but
Nephilim will fight each other.
right, but they only
Which,
live to
which,
be 500 years old now.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Which we've already seen the Nephilim killing each other. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
It already said that. All right. But here's something important. And no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. Remember that. Okay.
okay,
And the Lord said unto Michael, go bind Samlazaz and his associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valley of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation. Now, consummation, that means they are consumed. What do you think they're being consumed by?
fire.
The fire, okay? Till the judgment that
But
is forever. Do what?
but it said 70 generations.
70 generations till they will be judged, okay?
So let's just say 5 times 7 is 35,000 years.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
It's interesting. Okay. Till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. Okay?
okay.
So they're locked away. It's not the final place where they will be locked away. Okay? But they are locked away. All right. Now we're going to skip a little bit ahead to verse 22. Okay?
I don't real quick. This is just thought process.
Okay. Book
So
of Enoch makes you think, doesn't it?
yeah, well, I know this gives rise to some other shit.
Yeah.
So they're locked away in the valley of the earth
Mm-hmm.
now, which would be center of the earth, whatever.
We
Doesn't
know
matter.
what that is. We'll get to it.
Right. But when I hear the valley of the earth, I'm like, okay, they're locked underground where we can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there's a famous pilot that flew into said earth.
You're talking about Admiral Byrd. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
About a civilization of giants
Mm-hmm. The
within the earth.
Hollow Earth.
Hmm.
The Hollow Earth is biblical. A lot of mainstream Christianity today will tell you it is not, that it is New Age and that it is witchcraft. It is not. It is in the Bible.
Yeah.
They talk about the Hollow Earth. And I'm not talking the Apocrypha. I mean the canon Bible. Okay. We're going to skip ahead to verse 22. It just keeps going on and on about things that it'll do to everything that was created by the fallen angels. None of it is super wild. None of it is, you know, not what was in the book of Genesis.
Right.
Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers, and his days were with the holy ones. Now, the Holy One is what God has been called. Okay.
Okay.
But here, anytime they've referred to God as the Holy One, it's been capitalized.
Okay.
Here it is not.
I wonder why.
And it's plural. And it's plural. Only sense I can make of that is he's with the angels.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of this, we don't know who wrote it. Okay, it's odd, but we don't know who wrote it. Okay, but then here in verse 23, and I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of majesty and the King of the ages. And lo, the watchers called me Enoch the scribe. So now it's first person written by Enoch, which is interesting. But I mean, I don't know how relevant it is, but it's interesting that it was all written by some unknown author. And then verse 23 of chapter 4, we finally get to Enoch writing.
Right. And it says who wrote it.
Yeah. And said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heaven who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Say to them, ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace nor forgiveness of sin. Okay?
Okay.
What do you make of that?
That God's not going to forgive them for what they've done.
Yeah, the angels are sending him to the fallen angels, to the watchers, and telling them, hey, go tell them they fucked up. But why are if this is Enoch that walks so closely with God that he did not die, why are the angels telling him this? Why is God not telling him?
I mean, that makes you wonder, but at the same time, I'm not saying God wouldn't have the angels do his bidding, and because I mean
Well,
he has
that's
done that.
valid. But I would agree with you if if the Bible did not say that Enoch walked so closely with God that he did not die.
Right.
Like, if he was that close with God, like, okay, take your daughter, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're close with your daughter. You love your daughter more than anything else on this planet,
Right.
all right? If you had an important message for her, would you tell her yourself or would you send somebody else to tell her?
I'm gonna tell her myself.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. All right. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see. So the watchers are going to be forced to watch the Nephilim die.
Right.
Okay. And over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall they make supplication unto eternity. But mercy and peace shall they not attain. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration, nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Lord of heaven. For from thenceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift their eyes to heaven for shame of their sins for which they had been condemned. So now the watchers are telling Enoch, hey, we can't talk to God anymore because of what we did.
Yeah.
Go to
He's
God on
cut
our
off.
behalf. Like, go talk to God for us. You know, if put yourself in Enoch's shoes, Enoch, who walked so closely with God, he did not die. If God sent you to tell these fallen angels, hey, y'all fucked up, you're going to be destroyed, and they ask you, oh, can you go and beg for forgiveness for us? What would you do?
I mean, I'd go back and
Go back to God?
yeah, I would.
Okay. You're a
I mean,
better man than I am. I'd tell him to go pound sand.
well, I mean, I listen. I understand nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Uh, now they're being told they have to watch their kids die.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
But at the same time, God has already seen this and he's made his decision.
Yeah,
Who
I
am
mean,
I to question the decision of God? You know?
right, but still not asking for mercy or forgiveness, but however you want to put it, it's still. I mean, still fine.
Yeah.
That's showing that hey, we know we fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, or is it all just a ploy?
Right. I mean, they could be saying well, at the end, like, fuck you, it's just biding time. But yeah,
Like you go back when they decided to do this, they knew what they were doing and they still chose to do it. Like,
but then
bro,
there, but in doing so, they may have not known that it was going to get this out of hand. I mean, think about it. You
you there?
can't. Hello. Hi.
You okay? They may not have known that it was going to what?
May not have known it was going to get this out of hand.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
valid.
you can't foresee what humanity is going to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then
but we're not talking about humanity. We're talking about fallen angels.
I know, but we're also talking about the Nephilim.
Yeah.
I feel like in this instance, the Watchers, fallen angels, they're paying for the crimes of their children,
Hmm. Well, they're
but they're
paying for
also paying
their
for their
own
crimes
sin, which
because they did something that they knew they weren't supposed to do.
yeah, and that's what created their children.
Right,
Okay.
and now they're being punished. Now,
Hmm.
I think a greater punishment would be for them to watch their children die and learn from that mistake and not take out the Watchers themselves too.
Possibly, but he's
Learn
not
from the
even
lesson.
taking them out now. He's binding them and he's imprisoning them, and then in the future he's going to take them out.
Yeah, but
So like he's making them watch their children die, and then they've got to sit there
yeah, it's
and
a
think
slow,
about what they've done.
agonizing punishment.
Yeah. Mm. So Enoch starts here in verse 29. Then I wrote out their petition and the prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds individually, and in regard to their requests that they should have forgiveness and length. So he does what they're asking him to do. And I went off and sat down at the waters of Dan in the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Hermon. I read their petition till I fell asleep. Do you are you into dream interpretation?
And sometimes
Well, we'll take a little break right here because I have to hit the head, and then we're gonna get into it. Like
what
it's
are
gonna
we
be
at
wild.
right now on record?
We are 59 minutes.
Well, what about we do this? Let's make a part three,
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
But I need to go get ready for the day. I know we need
Okay.
to do
That's
two
fine.
episodes, but yeah, 3 weeks, 6 days a week.
That's fine. Yeah, we can stop this and then later on do a part three.
Yeah, because I
So
think we get
I'll be
too far and too long,
yeah.
people might lose interest.
Well, and if I start this dream interpretation stuff, that's going to be a whole conversation on its own.
Right.
So, okay. So you got a point. Let's go ahead and stop it right here. We're right at an hour. We'll do a part 3, guys, where we'll continue with the Book of Enoch. I knew it was going to be multiple parts just for the Book of Enoch. I knew it.
Just
Like,
knew it, man.
we haven't even got caught up to all my research, and we're already at an hour. Like, holy crap!
Yeah.
So, but
all
right, guys, we'll see y'all in part 3.
right, buddy.
All
We
right,
don't have too
later.
much fun.